Well, good afternoon, everyone. Off to work, but you probably can't see through these windows, but it is smoky around here. And the reason for that is the folks that farm behind us have decided to burn their field, which they do quite often around here. A lot of farmers burn their fields off between crops, or at certain times of the year, it don't matter. Anyway, but I got something finally in the mail that I've been waiting on, and I thought I'd share it with you as best I can. Yeah, Butch is still in. It's gonna be a little tricky here, and I would recommend everyone get one of these and learn how to use it. I have thought about it for years. After our intruder training at my job, I decided to go ahead and look into it. Well, it's so cheap you can't. It's worth it. I bought 4 for $30 on Amazon, and what it is a tourniquet. And I got to thinking about it. They showed us how to use them. I mean, I picked the red one just because I thought that, in that situation, low light situations, it might be more useful. Please throw that over there. Like I said, I got 4 of them for $30. It's imported from somewhere, I have no idea where, but the plan is to keep one in this truck, one in the backup truck, one in the car, and one at the house. And I'm thinking may end up getting another one or 2 to have, but anyway, like I said, I went to some intruder training. I work at a school, and the local police came in and did a little presentation. It was a pretty good presentation, actually. Something I will talk about at a different point, I guess. I don't know, maybe later in this video. I don't know. Depends on how much time I got. But anyway, and he suggested that, and the school has bought some, I believe, but they carry them, and well, I got to thinking about it, and where I live, it takes, if they can find us, it can take the police 45 minutes to get to where I live. I mean, we have to depend on the sheriff's department, and they cover the whole county, and sometimes they have officers that are not familiar with my area of the county. So there's that. And like I said, an ambulance, they may or may not be familiar with our part of the county, I don't know, and they're stationed in the same city of the county that the sheriff is, which would be Lamar, Missouri. And I got to think, well, what if I'm out here working, and I did a video a few months ago where I'd cut my finger. It was kind of a nasty cut, not life-threatening, but what if I cut myself worse than that? Or what if one of these pigs bite me? I'm not going to tolerate an aggressive pig on my property, but sometimes it can happen. I know that we all know things happen. One time I come walking up the side of Deuce For those that don't know, he's our big red pig, our big boar. You know, we've had him the longest, and he's not aggressive at all towards people. He's pretty aggressive towards Buddy Love, but Buddy Love's also a full-grown boar. But anyway, he's our full-blooded Berkshire boar. Anyway, don't get off topic here. I was walking up the side of him. Well, he's got them big old floppy ears. He doesn't have hardly any peripheral vision. Well, he turned his head real quick to see, and he caught me in the leg with one of those big old cutters he's got. And luckily I had on jeans, and it wasn't no big deal. There was a little bit of a, could see where it had scuffed my leg pretty good. No damage done, no blood drawn or anything. It's just a scrape. But, what if that had happened and he actually ripped my skin? It could have been bad enough that I could have bled out by the time an ambulance got to me, or I got to help. And not just me, Ethan, Rhonda, somebody helping me. And then, a car accident. There's reasons to have it. And I think that we're going to buy some of that blood clotting stuff too, which when I do that, I'll show it to you what I get. But just for safety reasons. I mean, medical emergencies happen. You never know. I mean, I cut my finger on a piece of tin, and it was quick. I have cut myself with sharp knives, and they didn't cut any quicker than this tin did. And, I didn't even realize it until I saw the blood. And, that's how quick things can happen. So, anybody who's watching this channel for homesteading purposes or farming purposes or whatever, that's something you've got to think about, is how to take care of yourself if something goes wrong. I know we don't like to think about it. I don't like to think about it. I've intentionally avoided thinking about that kind of stuff most of my life. But if you're going to live out in a rural area where emergency facilities and services aren't handy, then you need to think about this kind of stuff. Tourniquets, bandages, get you some advanced first aid, which I need to do. Rhonda has some pretty good first aid training. CPR isn't exactly first aid training. It's good to have, good to know. Rhonda has that. I will be getting that, I believe, in January. The school's going to make me go. And it's not a bad thing to do. But just, think about safety or being prepared for an emergency. I guess that's a better way to say it, because life is not safe. Life's not fair. Life's not safe. And as the old saying goes, shit happens. And you may have to take care of yourself. I know there's a lot of folks out there that are looking into the homesteading lifestyle, which I don't really consider myself that much of a homesteader. I don't know what I consider myself, but some things I do are kind of homesteady type stuff. Some things I do is farming, but anyway, just like a Boy Scout, you got to be prepared. And this is one step in that direction for me, is getting these tourniquets. Yeah, tourniquets. And like I said, I may get more. We're building us a box for our fencing supplies. We're going to keep all of that stuff in one place, and I'm thinking we need to, it'd be good to have a tourniquet in the garage. If you work around table saws and power tools, it'd just be good to have one. It'd be good to have a lot of other medical supplies. So, as time and finances and I think about it, I will be adding more medical supplies to our little piece of the prairie. So I hope this helps somebody. It's not real informative. I'm not telling you how to use a tourniquet. You need to go do the due diligence and find someone that can teach you how to do it properly. And I've only been shown how to do it. I've not done it. I've not personally tried it. I'm sure I will get one out and play with it a little bit. And I'm not saying what I bought is the only ones you have to get. There's a bunch of them. I would recommend you look if you're buying on Amazon and see who ships it. Mine, I guess, came from the supplier. I don't know, but it came from a sort of Asian country. I don't know whether it's Chinese, Korean, what, but anyway, and there's something. The ones they showed me, of course, it's a trained police officer that showed us. And see right here, you can see that it says, I'm trying to do this and not drive off the road. It says time. Yeah, there. And when you put this on, you have to write the time down so that the next person that sees that patient will know what time it was. So you may want to get a Sharpie and keep with it. That's something I need to do with mine. They come in a little Ziploc bag. I'll be putting that one back in it. And it's big enough you could probably shove a Sharpie down in there so you'll have it. And I just think that's a really good idea. Like I said, something I never thought about a whole lot. You don't want to think about bad things happening. I remember one day my mom, myself, and my sister had gone to town for something, and my dad and little brother were the only ones at home. Dad decides he's going to go cut some firewood. Well, him and my little brother, and my brother at the time, I don't know, 7, 8 years old. If you're watching this, Wayne, and you remember, give us a comment so we'll know. Or send me a message. Well, it'll be too late. But anyway, my dad cutting wood, and he stuck the top of the tip of the chain into the top of his foot. They were up on the hill behind the house, and Dad had to. Of course, my brother's not old enough, big enough to be much help. I'm sure he helped all he could, but they managed to get back to the house, and when Mom got home, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, again, I think then he went to the doctor. But like I said, there he was, and he got lucky that he didn't jab it all the way into his foot. So things happen quickly, that's my point. And you need to try to be prepared as much as you can. there are a lot of suppliers out there. I think there's one called Bear Medical. I don't remember. But this guy's got a YouTube channel. I can't remember the name of it. I only watch him occasionally, but maybe it's Bear Tactical. I don't know. But he's kind of a blunt character, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But they sell supplies. There's all kinds of, places you can get medical supplies. And, it's pretty cheap insurance. A lot of people are really worried right now about the shit hitting the fan. SHTF. If you didn't already know what that meant. So, if you're going to prepare, don't forget for medical needs. So, I'm going to cut this off with that because I'm almost where I need to be. Let's look out for each other. Let's help each other when we can, and do not forget to pray. Later.